That is bloody good pho. Yes, this is what I have craved on this rainy day. Rất là non.
Con chó đôi không? Ăn phở không?
Here are the ingredients to make Pho Ga. Chicken needs to be a corn-fed chicken, a lot more flavour than your standard chicken. Your rice noodles, bánh phở. Pho relates to the rice noodle and not the soup. Rock sugar, chinsu fish sauce, nước mắm, a little bit of MSG, more fish sauce if needed, salt, cinnamon stick, star anise, spring onions, coriander, chilies, limes, and ginger. At this point, add your chicken so the water covers the surface level of the chicken, and then you can add some salt, just a little bit of salt. The chicken has come to a boil now. I'm going to turn it down on a small simmer, set my timer for 30 minutes, and then I'll come back and see how the chicken is doing. Small heat, 30 minutes. Continue to wash off that scummy part during the 30 minutes whilst it's simmering, because you don't want that in your soup. That's how you maintain a clear soup.
Con chó đôi không? Ăn phở không?
Whilst the chicken is cooking behind me and we're waiting for that to boil, we're going to talk about the most important part of the making Pho Ga process. And it's nothing to do with the chicken or the rice noodles. In fact, it's to do with char grilling the onions, the ginger, and the aromatics, which brings out a lot more flavour to the dish. So this is the key point of making Pho Ga. So I've got onions, I just peeled these 2 onions, and I've just peeled some ginger, so I'm going to be char grilling this ginger. I'll show you now. So the onion goes directly on the gas element to get that char grill effect. And likewise for the ginger, goes directly on the flame. So it's time to discard all the scummy parts and scoop it out. So I've char grilled all the onions, the ginger. I haven't done so for the cinnamon sticks or the star anise water, just because I don't want it overpowering. So whilst it's good to have that aromatic flavour, just me personally, I don't want that star anise and cinnamon to be too overpowering. So I've just made a garnish whilst I'm waiting for the chicken to boil. Coriander, chopped coriander, chilies, spring onions and lime. Okay, it's about 10 minutes in boiling at the moment. You got a lovely yellow colour and that yellow oil coming out. At this point I'm actually going to add the char grilled onions to it. So I'll add some of these onions. And you know what, at this point it's okay to add some ginger too as well to get some flavour into that broth. I'm going to leave the cinnamon stick and the star anise until the last hour or so because I don't want it overpowering the broth. Okay, I've taken the chicken out from the pot and I'm going to let this cool down for probably another 30 to 40 minutes and then I'm going to begin to tear up the chicken later on. When it cools down, the chicken will become firmer and it'll be a lot easier to tear it apart. I've also turned the gas off on the pot, and I'm just going to leave it like this until I re-enter the bones into the broth later on. Now it's time to cook the rice noodles. Find the largest pan or wok that you have and cook the pho to the instructions of the packet. been about 40 minutes. The chicken has cooled down. I've deboned the chicken into slices. I've kept the bones. I've brought the broth back up to boil again. I've put the bones back in. That's where the broth is going to develop more flavours with the bones in there. Looking good now, it's looking good. At this point we're going to add 1 block of rock sugar. And then fish sauce, so that goes straight in there. I've just filled up the water to the boiling water to the top. And then I've added the cinnamon stick and the star anise. It's been boiling now for about 2 hours. So the last hour, the aromatics of the cinnamon stick and the star anise will really have an effect on the broth. Okay, it's been nearly 3 hours. The broth is ready. It's looking good.
Time to assemble the bowl. There's coriander in there, some spring onions. Let's get a nice spring onion in there. Get the chilli.
Of course, the chicken. Okay, time to serve. Get that broth over the rice noodles. I need a bigger ladle. There we go. Here it is. Delicious. Let's try the broth first. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's not bad. Not bad, Julia. Yes, very nice. Bit of chicken. That is bloody good pho. Rất là ngon.